Hello and welcome. This is a yin yoga practice that will help reset your nervous system and help you kind of slow down so that you can reconnect to the natural way of a slower pace instead of moving so fast in life. So in our traditional yin practice, we hold our poses for a longer period of time so that way we can have some deeper releases in our body. And often we're moving through a bit of discomfort, whether that's mental or physical, when we come into the poses. So it's really important to set up a foundation of having an intention for us to move through our mantra, a word or a phrase that we can come back to throughout the practice in case our mind does start pulling us away into the discomfort or the physical sensation. We can try to come back to the mantra. So first we're going to just start out with breathing, just trying to find our breath and to center ourselves, grounding ourselves from moving from the hectic pace of life into a more natural and slower pace of life. So go ahead and just find a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. And right away, just take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And a sighing breath out through your mouth. We'll do that twice more. Just deep breath in. And clearing breath out. Last one, deep breath in. Clearing breath out. Just notice that 3 breaths can shift the state in which you arrived already. And for your practice, just choosing a simple word or phrase to guide you, to come back to a seed of hope, of inspiration, when maybe things feel challenging or maybe the mind starts to wander, move us into a place that's uncomfortable. And together we set the intention of just enjoying this time that we've created to slow down. Just bringing our hands together in prayer at our heart, just sealing these intentions by bowing gently and humbly to the offerings in which we have chosen. Go ahead and you can open your eyes, lift your gaze. We're going to make our way into our first position, which is a child's pose. It's going to be a supported child's pose though. So you'll want a bolster or a long pillow and 2 yoga blocks for this. We'll take one block and put it on the medium setting and then place the other block and put it on the lowest setting that they make like a letter T. From here you'll place your bolster right on top of that little setup that you made. Your knees are going to come to the outer edges of the bolster so that way you're framing the back of the bolster here. And then take a nice deep breath in, lengthen your spine. And exhale, you're going to slowly fold forward and rest. And it's up to you whether or not you want your palms to spin up or down, or maybe you grab a hold of the block. But just feeling that your heart and your head are supported here. Just noticing what it is to slow down, to find some stillness. As your hips melt their way back towards your heel bones. It's helping to gently open, coaxing the hips a little wider maybe. Notice how it takes time to settle, just like the sands of an hourglass. Slowly they just shift into place. And as you're here, can you start to find your breath? Just a nice slow and deep breath in. And a slow and deep breath out. And just allowing the breath to come in nice and slow, smooth. And to leave, just pulling with it. Any stress, any of that speed of moving and constantly doing, just letting that be released.
Can your heart melt a little further into the props? Can you truly lean into being held? We hold ourselves up all day long, every day, mentally, emotionally, physically. So just allow yourself to feel supported here now. If your mind begins to wander, just come back to that mantra that you set for yourself. What is that thing? Can you drop in a little deeper this next exhale? Can you tune into your own rhythm of your beating heart, your prana, your energy, your life force? Just noticing the capacity in which it can carry. And just seeing if you're able to support your heart a little further. Digging deeper for compassion, for kindness. You allow your shoulders to slide away from the ears. Maybe the hands come a little wider. Just a few more breaths here in this child's pose. And then nice and slowly on your next inhale, begin to press into your hands, just sliding them back, lifting up. And take a deep breath out. And inhale, you can come on forward into a tabletop position where you just stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, and just take a little cat-cow. So on your exhale, you're gonna round your spine, look back at your navel. And on your inhale, come forward, melt the heart, lift the chin. And then exhale, push and round. And inhale, come forward, lift. One more like that, exhale, push and round. And inhale to come forward. Nice, and then exhale, go ahead and sit back onto your heels for a moment if that's available for you. As we are going to take down our props that we created here. From here, we'll just want the 2 blocks, and we're gonna bring our right leg out and our left foot into the inseam of our leg, and just bringing your block on the tallest setting right in front of that right kneecap. From here, we'll rest that right elbow onto the block, and just rest your head in your hand. Just maybe you'll feel a little stretch here. Maybe you have to go lower on your setting of your block, just lowering yourself down. And then reaching your top arm up and overhead and letting your arm drape over your head. And just slowly spiraling the ribs up towards the ceiling a little bit more. We'll stay here. Just exploring this opening of our side body. And so can you press down through that left knee a little as you rotate the left ribs up towards the ceiling. And just breathing here. Noticing where there's pulls, where there's tension, the discomfort. Noticing where there's ease. And settle into this moment of time, in this slowing down, this receiving of this moment, letting this moment be absolutely perfect. enjoying your breath, relocating your mantra, your intention. Maybe you notice as time passes, you open more. And so maybe you come up and reset that block, maybe going a little lower, anchoring down, coming back in. And then nice and slowly reach up through that left arm and come on up. And just sit in that recoil, and then coming back to yourself. And we'll work to switch sides. So bringing that right leg in, the left one out. And maybe starting on that taller setting on the block. Propping your elbow, resting your head and your hand. Reaching that right arm up and overhead. Relaxing your upper arm bone there. And just noticing the variations between the sides. So maybe this feels good to stay here a few breaths in the tallest setting. Or maybe you already can feel that there's more space in your side body, in your spine. You can start to recline a little deeper. Noticing there's this gentle spiraling upward of the ribs as the knee presses down. Just closing your eyes and moving inward. What's been cluttering your space? What is robbing you of the peace of the now? Can you just let it go? You're just noticing where you wander. Can you return home to the breath, to your intention? Maybe you decide to come up and then lower down a little bit, another setting. And inhaling, coming on up. And exhaling, just relax, notice. Close your eyes. Feel into this moment. From here, we're going to take those 2 blocks, place them at the front of the mat, and we'll come on to our hands and knees. We're going to lower down, bringing our upper arm bone onto the blocks here so the chest can really melt forward. So coming on down, letting your chest melt, and then making sure you'll probably have your blocks at a slight angle. You get those arm bones really supported and held, and then let your head drop. And just helping move our shoulders back into place as we're here. Allowing our heart to guide our lives. We move from our passion, we move from love. Try to release the low back, a slight tuck of the tailbone under. Try to elongate through the spine. Just tracing that natural curve like a wave coming in, curling over, splashing down. Just rolling through that wave. Cleansing and freeing and clarifying. Just helping your nervous system reset. From having to send and receive all those messages all the time. Can you just be here now? Be still. Enjoying this softening time. Notice what it's like to breathe into the backs of your lungs. The back of your heart, the back of your ribs. Your back supports you all day long. You just allow the spaces between the vertebra, those discs, to just plump up here, creating more space, less holding, less compression. Just about 3 more breaths here. And then nice and slowly begin to peel your head up. Start to bring your arms forward and then come on up. Excuse me. Just closing your eyes, letting your arms hang, just finding a seat. Just notice any sensation. And from here, you can go ahead and remove those blocks off to the side, just placing them to frame your mat. We're going to continue to hang out in the shoulders for a moment. So we're going to come into a half puppy pose. So we'll bring down our right arm. You're going to take your left hand, sticking your thumb right in the crease of your elbow, and then wrapping the left forefingers around your forearm, just creating a little space here as we start to walk that right elbow forward. You're going to bring your right hand to your right shoulder and then melt your head down onto your left forearm. From here, just melting the heart. And the heart moves forward and down. We try to keep the full length of your femur bones. So that full length of yourself, instead of shrinking yourself so much, can you make yourself a little bigger? You know, it's only until recently that women are allowed to be seen as in different shapes and sizes in the United States. And our culture was always to be small, to be thin, to barely be there, right? And so as we have this shift, can we allow ourselves to be seen? Can we allow ourselves to stand tall? Giving ourselves the space that we deserve, that we need. Two more breaths here. And slowly you can release that right arm. Walk yourself up. And we'll go over to the other side. So bringing that left arm down, you're going to take your right hand, grab your forefingers around the forearm. The thumb comes into the crease of the elbow. And then you're going to bend that left hand, bringing it to your shoulder, dropping your forehead down to your other forearm. Oh, maybe inching those knees back, allowing your spine to descend, melting forward. And then some of you may stay here, or maybe you drop your head down, just increasing that length in the triceps, the back of the arm. Just allowing your lungs to open, the ribs to open. Just trying to settle into yourself. Everything fragments us, the speed of time. All the to-do lists, they fragment us. Come back to your wholeness, come back to here and now, this present moment. Back to your breath, come back to your intention. And it truly is just always a returning. We might leave and wander, but can we return with ease and grace to ourselves? Slowly you can release that left hand and then press yourself up. Oh, lovely. Sitting back, closing your eyes and just letting your palms rest your mid-thigh. We're going to migrate out of the shoulders and back into our hips. So go ahead and find your blocks. You're going to place them pretty close together and probably on the medium setting. From here, we're going to walk our knees back and step our right foot to the outside of the right block, sending your hips forward and down. So coming into this nice lizard lunge here, you can look back and see if your foot is sickling in. Can you straighten it out and then maybe find a little bit more length opening up here. So the knee is moving inward, not outward. And we're kind of hunker down here through our hands. If it's too much on the wrist, you can always spin your hand externally, rotating, just getting a different pressure point more into that thumb area. And try to relax the shoulder blades, lift the heart as you breathe. And some of you might just stay here. This is a great place to be, just feeling that opening of our psoas, of the quadriceps of that back leg, feeling this nice little asymmetry here. Or maybe you want to lower down, bringing your forearms down to the blocks and bringing your hands into prayer. Notice if that knee starts to splay, can you keep it towards your midline and just lengthen the spine here? Reach back through that back leg. And just enjoy the breath. Enjoy your intention. Notice the discomfort. It's there. There's no doubt about it. But there's also comfort. There's also ease somewhere. I like to find it in my breath or that intention, that mantra. see if you can sit. Can you stay in the stillness? Just what is it to slow down? And taking a nice deep breath in and a clearing breath out. And slowly bringing your hands up to those blocks. We're going to send our hips back, straightening that front leg and folding forward. And we want to keep the foot wide here. You can take those blocks, start to walk them forward as if you were in a downward facing dog, or just creating a lot of extension in the side waist here. Just get really long. Just opening it up. Relaxing your head. Bowing humbly to your heart. In this beautiful cave of wonder. And that holds all that you need. On your next inhale, go ahead and come forward. And then exhale, move those blocks back. Slowly bring the right knee back, and we're going to take that little sequence to the other side, stepping your left foot to the outside of your blocks, lifting that back knee, moving it back, and tucking the toes. And so noticing this primary focus on this front leg, noticing if the foot is kind of curling in or sickling in. Can you get it nice and even, rotating here? Just notice that this side is completely different. I always think we live in two different bodies, so the left side and the right side. And every day, our bodies are different, and if we just slow down and just take a little bit of time to notice the differences, it's kind of enjoyable to see, oh, how am I today? Like this beautiful curiosity of what's here today, what's with me today, what am I carrying? And then once we know that, we can move from that place, and maybe we need to move our energy more. Maybe there's big energy that we're carrying. Maybe it's a lot of energy that we're carrying and we need more activation to move that energy. Or maybe we need to be gentle with ourselves. Maybe that energy that we're carrying is too intense, right? And we're just constantly busying ourselves. What would it be like to just stay and settle in? And so every time we meet ourselves on our mat, we get to see, who am I today? Who am I in this moment? This ever constant flux, this ever changing self. And yet something remains, the center. If you want to lower down, you can. Maybe you stay. But that center within, it is always there, that core part of ourselves, that core deep being. You know who you are, you know what you need. It's just we have to get quiet enough and still enough to be able to ask ourselves those questions and listen. And that's the key, is listen for the answer. Because it'll just appear. The more we take the time to slow down and meet ourselves with a kindness and empathy, we start to promote more of that in the world as well. We become kinder, more compassionate, more understanding, and we start to create things from that place. Beautiful things. What are you creating in your life that brings you joy? And can that thing be enough? Or do you need that constant more? If we're not happy with what we have, how could we want more? How could there be space for more? I just can't. That, my friends, is called greed. And we just continuously want more. If we slow down, we see the abundance within us, around us. Everywhere, in everything. Deep breath in. Clearing breath out. And slowly we're going to bring our hands onto those blocks and shift our hips back. That front leg becomes nice and straight, and we start to walk those blocks forward, creating more space in our side body as we fold. Who you are in this moment is exactly who you need to be. With whatever mood you walked in with, whatever energy you walked in with. This moment is a teacher, your greatest teacher. You get to read the script that you're telling yourself in your mind. And if you don't like what that script is saying, you get to find that mantra, that intention, and you get to come back to it. You get to rewrite it. Just a few more breaths here. Just try to release the grasp of the muscles that cling so desperately. See if you can release the clinging physically, mentally, emotionally. Just let go. And then on your next inhale, come on forward. Exhale, walk the blocks back. And you can work here. We're going to find our way into a downward facing dog, but a supported one for our head. So go ahead and take one block, put it on the medium setting, and one on the low setting. So we have this nice little stack. And you're going to bring your hands to frame those blocks, bringing your forehead down onto the blocks, and then lifting your legs and just letting your forehead rest. And so we all have different lengths of spines and different bodies, so maybe you need more height, maybe you need less, but you just want a gentle pressure on the hairline where the scalp and your face skin meets. So just finding that there, and just having a gentle little pressure there. Just letting your head be supported and held. Enjoying this little inversion where the blood moves from the heart to the brain with ease, just giving in to the gravity. Yin really is about becoming more passive, not allowing things to aggravate us so much, and being able to move through the discomfort that life has, right? We can't just pretend that life is only positive. That's, positivity washing. Life has all the things, good and bad. It's just how we are able to move through that. Can we move through with more grace? The faster we go, the harder it is to move with grace. We move slow, we move more smoothly, more freely. And that actually helps us meet time in a more beautiful way. Just 2 more breaths here. And then you're going to look towards those blocks, press into your hands, lift your head, and just walk your feet forward. Grab a hold of the blocks, bringing your hands to a flat back. Just pause there for a moment with a nice flat spine, feeling the length of the back of your hamstrings, the broadening of your heart. And then on your exhale, you're going to fold and just relax your head You can let your arms dangle down, right? Maybe they can meet the blocks. You know that there's all different settings, right? We can use our tools, we can bring them higher, we can shift them lower, whatever it feels good for our body, just to get into ourselves a little deeper. Just out of the external into the internal world. Creating a sanctuary within. Can you trust yourself a little bit more, just shifting your weight into your toes, lengthening through the sit bones, reaching them up towards the ceiling. And then nice and slowly, you can find that flat back again. Deep breath in, clearing breath out. One more inhale and exhale. And slowly you can start to rise on up, just coming up to stand, noticing how it feels to be upright for a moment. And then we're going to work our way down to sit onto that little platform that we created. Bringing our knees wide, our feet wide. And so maybe you want to sit up high on that T. Maybe you can go a little lower, even removing one of the blocks. Bringing your elbows in towards the inner thigh, bringing the palms together and prayer at the heart. Just slowly noticing this gentle opening that we're doing. How does it feel to just slowly peel layer by layer as opposed to just pushing through, forcing? And there's a place for it all. There's a place for all the different styles of activities, strengthening our muscles, as well as this deep, restorative opening. We need both the yin and the yang in the world, and we need them to be in balance. And that's the problem, is that it's been a little bit out of balance, right? And when we're doing too much, we need to come back to this slower practice. When we're not doing enough, we need to find that motivation, that rajas that inspires us and gets us going. So just once again, that meeting of yourself in time to know, am I racing through life, or am I enjoying, am I sauntering through life, just slowly stepping with grace to each moment, arriving to each moment, feeling gratitude for each moment. And just closing your eyes and coming back to your heart space, back to that intention that you chose for yourself. And back home to your breath, the easiest, most accessible tool that you have to regulate yourself. Just tuning to the breath, deeper breaths, slower breaths help us remain calm, help us maintain peace. One more deep breath in here. And a clearing breath out. Slowly we're going to grab a hold of one ankle, placing the shin down onto the ground, and then taking the other, coming into Virasana, or our open quad position. From here, you could put your block down the setting, or maybe even remove your block. The block is currently between my feet, sitting underneath my sit bones, feeling really supported here. We're just going to come into a little bit of a balanced breath here. So taking your right hand to your face, you're going to bring your thumb to your right nostril, your peace fingers, the index in the middle,
right in between your eyebrows. And then take a nice deep breath in through the left nostril. You're going to plug the left nostril with your ring and your little finger. Hold your breath. And then lift your thumb and breathe out through the right. And then inhale through the right. Plug, hold. Lift left and breathe out left. Inhale left. Plug, hold. Lift right, breathe out right. And then just doing that again, going back and forth from side to side. Breathing in one, plugging, holding, lifting the opposite and breathing out. This is called alternate nostril breathing or Nadi Shodhana. Helping us slow down, helping us find balance. Helping us restore and reset. The next time you breathe out through the left, just release your hand. Just pause, noticing if that breath has helped you at all. Just feel a little more centered and grounded. From here, we're gonna come off of our block, so you can come forward, moving your block. We're gonna grab our bolster and place that bolster horizontally back behind us. As we come onto our hips, our chest is gonna come on, our ribs are gonna come onto the bolster, our hands are gonna come off of the bolster. So we're gonna open up the chest into a supported fish pose. So reclining down, letting your ribs lift, letting your head drop back and breathing. Just settling in here. And so part of the shoulder blades are on the bolster. We don't want necessarily just the lower abdomen, but we want the upper chest too, lifting. Just melting here. Feeling the freedom of the extension of the neck. We spend so much time looking down at our phones now. Can you feel that lift of the chin, the opening of the throat, the opening of the airway for your breath to just come and go so freely? Just helping you receive nourishment that you need and helping you get rid of the stuff that you don't need anymore. This perfect balance of give and take. And just settling here where your heart can be held. You can allow your bones to drop down into the earth a little heavier.
Slowly inhale, reaching your hands overhead, point your feet. And then exhale, bend into your knees, planting your feet on the ground, and then hug your knees towards your chest. Hands could find strings, pulling them in. Slowly plant your feet back down and roll to a side, just pausing there for a moment. And when you're ready, press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Just allowing your eyes to close. Just meeting yourself in this moment, in this beautiful moment, noticing what slowing down has done for you. Just enjoy a few rounds of breath. And slowly just bringing your hands together in prayer at your heart and bowing your head towards your heart, thanking yourself for creating space to slow down and to connect to yourself on a deeper level. I'm Mary Beth, MB the Yogi, and I'm so honored to be able to share the practice with you. I hope you have a very beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.